Fairy tales are about witches, princes, princesses, and a happily ever after, knowing that you will rule a kingdom and everyone else who lives in this kingdom must give you money or, they'll have to face the guillotine. But anyway, does that opening line put you in distress? Well, when Snow White was in distress, there was a prince. When Rapunzel was chilling at her home in the tower, there was a prince. And when Sleeping Beauty was sleeping peacefully, there was a prince who broke into people's castles and kisses people while they're sleeping. So what I'm trying to say is, all you need is a damsel or lady in distress, okay? A young prince and the occasional fire-breathing dragon. Then you know you got a fairy tale of a lifetime, just like Disney. But not with this movie. No, not at all. This movie gives me more stomach aches than they are butterflies. Okay? With this film, we get another look at women and dragons. And to be honest, when you put those two ingredients in the same film, it just leads to destruction everywhere you go. Okay? The story starts as the king of a kingdom whose name I didn't bother remembering at all takes a few soldiers into the dragon's den. Get it? Or the dragon's lair to slay the big mama dragon. But they find three little baby dragons instead, and so they decide to kill them. But the mama dragon comes home to find that they've killed the three little baby dragons.
Fuck that! Fuck you!
And so she kills every soldier out there except the king. And now the king needs to make a deal with the big mama dragon, or he becomes the next meal that's well done. Enter Millie Bobby Brown. Now all grown up from being 11 in Stranger Things. So now we get into the real review of this entire movie. This movie is basically girls do it better than guys. No disrespect to any of the genders. But basically, if you look at all fairy tales, it's the prince charming, whatever, or the white knight, the brave knight, who saves the princess or the damsel that's in distress. But in here, I understand they're taking a whole different aspect where, she can save herself. Like, that's cool, but the story was really bad. And on top of that, they dumb down on every guy out there. I mean, she is a, what, 5 foot. I don't know how tall she's supposed to be, but she's not that tall. She's not trained. Yeah, she can chop wood like a guy. We totally saw that one at the beginning of the movie. She's not trained in battle. And all the guys, I mean, it was the king of the kingdom who made the deal and started betraying everyone. It was the prince that threw her into the pit where the dragon is, and it was her father that obviously knew what was going to happen. But when her father comes to rescue her with a couple of guys, and they all know there's a dragon, what happens? They all get killed. And literally, the guys, they in this movie, the guys were able to do nothing, but she was able to save herself. And not to mention when her sister is then chosen to be thrown in the pit as well, the prince actually decides, you know what, I'm not going through with this anymore. He does the right decision, and then his mother, who is the queen, decides to throw the sister in herself. It just shows that if men can't do it, they have to do it. That's the whole message that came out of this. Elodie has and the dragon made up. The kingdom is kind of destroyed, I guess, or the castle, and the royal family is gone. Dragon flies and is happily ever after, or whatever like that. But my thing is, she mostly what she's done in this movie was scream. What was the whole point of this movie? I'm not excited. Once again, I've wasted the time of my life watching this movie, and I'm tired of that. There's nothing great to take away besides the fact that don't be deceived out there, guys. If the trailer is great, don't be deceived. I've said that in my previous review, uh, the Argyle review. Like, I'm gonna give this movie a 1.5 popcorn out of 5, only because the only props they get is basically the dragon and there's the storyline and what they're trying to say, like the girl boss and girl power, as it wasn't represented correctly. It wasn't conveyed well enough. And I think that's like something they would have to work on or not work on it at all. Okay. Let's have our movies back. Kevin, eat your heart out. Hey, Psycho Friend here. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment. I would love to interact with you guys. And you are now a Psycho Friend.